So Justin, just finished off your first game here at Portsmouth. How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling okay. I'm never happy, with a loss. I feel like, we didn't play 40 minutes of defense, in the way we wanted to play. We kind of picked it up in that second half, kind of made it a game, but, we just got to focus in on playing that whole game.
What was your mindset going into this week? It looked like you guys built some nice chemistry. You were moving the ball. You were communicating. I mean, that you don't always see that here.
Yeah, for sure. We've already had conversations with the team, and, we already said, the way to look the best, everybody play their best way is if we're sharing the ball and everybody's getting easy looks. If somebody's, out here taking 25 dribbles and shooting up a shot, nobody's really getting better, and that player's actually probably, getting a little worse. But we've already had these conversations. We're building that chemistry, every day where, like when we're together, we're going to practice. We're starting to learn each other's tendencies, slowly. I feel like we'll be much better tomorrow for sure.
Do you think you benefited tonight from being surrounded by, all conference players, having really good players at every position? You were moving the ball today and, getting guys open looks and, is that your game?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely a team player. I definitely try to focus on getting the best shot for the team and, not just for myself. I'm playing with a lot of, really good players on the floor. I'm kind of really not used to that. So, I have to have a lot more trust in them to make the right plays. But yeah, every time I step on the floor, I have the utmost confidence in my abilities. I feel like I'm the most talented player on the floor every time I step on the floor. And, I let my game do the talking, and I just, kind of let the game come to me.
What do you think you can bring an NBA team?
Versatility. I feel like I can do whatever the coach is asking me to do, whether it's, just be a spot-up shooter, be a defender, be a ball handler, be a secondary ball handler. Just my versatility, and just I'll do anything the coach asks.
Any players that you really enjoy watching play in the NBA, guys that you study, you look at, you say, maybe I can play that type of role?
Not really anybody specifically, but I like big guards, obviously. I like Sean Livingston. I like Devin Booker. I like Bradley Beal. Their mid-range is amazing when they come off the ball screen. And obviously I like Kobe. I feel like my game kind of represents Kobe, with the mid-range and the explosiveness that we both have. But yeah, I just kind of try to take pieces of everybody's game and, somewhat try to put it together.
Have you always been a big ball handler, a guy, a pass-first point guard? I remember watching you after your sophomore year. You had that big game against Cal, some big dunks there. Was that always the kind of guy you were, playing a lot of pick and roll, finding guys?
Well, so in my earlier career, I was always a point guard my whole life. So I was always, pass first. And then my senior year at Oldsmar, I had a coach named Jordan Fair, and he said, "No, stop passing. I want you to shoot the ball every time you touch it." So that was kind of a little bit change for me. But it kind of goes with the different teams that I have. Whatever the coach wants me to do, whether it's be aggressive and shoot, 10 times, or make the right play, and only shoot 4 times that game. I'm just willing to do whatever the coach needs me to do, whether it's score, defend, rebound, or run, just for us to win the game.
What are some of the things you feel like you're going to need to improve on to carve out a career at the NBA level?
I feel like definitely just putting on some more weight. Those are grown men in that league. So if something happens, to where I do get switched onto a 4, and I need to guard the post, I feel like I need to stand my ground. And obviously, just being more efficient with the off-ball 3, coming off the dribble. I feel like my catch and shoot is NBA ready, but coming off the ball screens, pull up and working on that pull-up jumper for sure.
How much do you watch of the NBA game, and what are some of the things you've noticed about the difference between college and the NBA?
I watch the NBA all the time. I probably watch a game a day, a game or every other day. And the game is just, changing so much. It's all about mismatches. It's so much space. It's and it kind of motivates me because I'm the type of player that these coaches and GMs are looking for players that can pretty much do it all. So I'm just continuing to try to show that I'm not just a one-sided player, or I can do multiple things on the floor. But yeah.
How much do you think you'll benefit from coming off pick and rolls and not being trapped as much as you were, getting double teamed, people trying to get the ball out of your hands at all costs? Like, watching you at Wyoming, we saw a lot of that this year, a lot of junk defenses, people trying to stop you, slow you down. How are you going to benefit from single coverage?
It felt good. I was kind of surprised. even though I know they weren't going to double me, but just to actually come off the ball screen and have some space, it was something I haven't had in a long time. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Obviously, I feel like I'm a playmaker. I feel like I can make plays with the balls in my hands. So, if I'm going downhill at that center, I feel like the advantage is on the offense. So I feel like, yeah.
Defensively, you have great size. What position do you feel most comfortable guarding right now?
1-2. I feel like I have really good feet for my size. I would rather get up and show my quickness against a little guy, rather than bang with a 4. Honestly, I have no problems guarding a 1 through 3 at all.
Any thoughts on the pre-draft process so far? I know it's early for you. Any observations? I guess you probably may have had some interviews already with teams.
I've already had some interviews. I'm not trying to think long term out. I'm just trying to take it day by day. Focus on my game and continue to improve each day. Whatever's coming is coming. So I'm just trying to focus on me and continue to be the best player I can be on and off the court.
What do you think you need to show teams over the next few months that they haven't seen from you over the last 4 years?
Just being efficient, with the basketball, making the right plays, having a good assist to turnover ratio, obviously, knocking down the tray ball, and just and obviously defending, and just showing that versatility, that I can play both sides of the ball.
Let's see, 5 years from now, what's something that's going to stick with you from your coach, something that he tried to instill in you every single day that you're not going to forget?
My intensity, the passion that I bring every day, regardless whether it's practice, shoot around, game time, or even film or in the locker room. I'm always loud. I'm always bringing that energy and intensity to the team, and I feel like to the day I stop playing, that's how it's going to be, because that's the type of person I am.
How does a kid from Florida end up in Wyoming? What happened? Where were the Gators? Where were the Noles? Where was UCF, USF, Miami? Where were all those guys in high school?
Yeah, so I didn't start playing serious basketball until pretty much 17 and under. And the University of Wyoming, they were the first team to actually recruit me. Coach Edwards was the assistant at the time, and he's from Miami. So we kind of had that connection already. Yeah, so once they started to show interest before everybody else did, then I had that year where I blew up. It was kind of like this team saw value in me before all you guys did, so I appreciate that more, and I respect this man. I look up to this man, Alan Edwards. He's such a great coach, and he's done so much for me, and just looking back, I wouldn't change, the decision that I made, and I'm happy, that I'm a Cowboy.
What was it like this season, getting the individual accolades but not the wins? How tough was that for you?
Frustrating. It was definitely the most frustrating year of my basketball career for sure. I don't pride myself on, being on the wrong end of the scoreboard at all. But yeah, it was definitely frustrating, but it also helped me a lot, because I felt like I was a second coach out there on the floor, just showing the new guys how to play, what to look for, what reads to do. But yeah, it was pretty much just showing those guys, how to come to practice every day, how hard you actually need to play, and just showing them not just by speaking, but just just doing it by example. So we definitely had our ups and downs, but I'm grateful for everything that I've been through. It just made me the player I am today.
Great stuff, man. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, man. Appreciate you.